Once upon a time, in a cozy little farm nestled among the rolling hills of the countryside, lived a playful hound puppy named Maggie. Maggie was a bundle of energy, with floppy ears that bounced as she ran and a tail that wagged like a little metronome. The farm was her kingdom, filled with exciting smells, interesting animals, and endless adventures. One sunny afternoon, Maggie was playing with her favorite ball, a bright red sphere that bounced in the most unpredictable ways. She loved chasing it around the farmyard, her little paws kicking up dust as she went. But today, her adventure took a turn. With a particularly enthusiastic pounce, Maggie sent her ball skittering under an old wooden chair on the porch. Maggie tried to reach it with her paws, but the ball was just too far under. She even tried using her nose to nudge it closer, but the space was too narrow. Feeling a bit frustrated, Maggie decided it was time to seek help. First, she bounded over to where her owner, Mr. Jenkins, was fixing the fence. She barked and whined, trying to get his attention, but Mr. Jenkins was so focused on his work that he simply patted her head and said, "Not now, Maggie. I'm busy." Not one to give up easily, Maggie then ran to find Mrs. Jenkins, who was in the garden picking vegetables. Maggie tugged at the hem of Mrs. Jenkins's dress and tried leading her to the porch, but Mrs. Jenkins, mistaking Maggie's urgency for playfulness, gently shooed her away, saying, "Maggie, dear, I can't play right now. Go find your ball." Feeling a little disheartened, Maggie realized that if she wanted her ball back, she would have to figure it out herself. She trotted back to the porch, her mind whirring with ideas. She inspected the chair from all angles, her little nose sniffing around, trying to find a solution. Then, an idea struck her. What if she could tilt the chair just enough to get her ball? Carefully, she placed her front paws on the edge of the chair and pushed with all her might. The chair wobbled but didn't move much. Maggie was persistent, though. She repositioned herself and pushed again, this time putting all her weight into it. Slowly, the chair began to lift, and with a quick flick of her nose, Maggie sent the ball rolling out from under it. Triumphantly, she grabbed the ball and began to prance around the yard, her tail wagging faster than ever. Just then, Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins, having finished their chores, came to see what all the commotion was about. They found Maggie, beaming with pride, her ball securely in her mouth. "Well, would you look at that?" Mr. Jenkins said with a chuckle. "Looks like our little Maggie solved the problem all by herself." Mrs. Jenkins knelt down and hugged Maggie tightly. "What a smart puppy you are! We are so proud of you for not giving up," she praised, giving Maggie a gentle scratch behind the ears. That evening, Maggie was the star of the farm. She got an extra helping of her favorite treat and lots of cuddles.